to be a space for creators and learners. So we are trying our own way of setting up a learning space where people can just come in and learn at the same time, right? So it's a fixed time on Wednesdays, where like let's say 8 to 10. 5 people are allowed, and then you can just sit and learn together, right? It can be around the same thing if you can bring in 5 people, or I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing, kind of thing. So it's in a very nascent stage, right? So we are trying to learn like what's in your mind when you talk about learning space or alternate learning space, and have you done something already related to that? Yeah.
Hey, first of all, thanks for having me here. Thanks to all of you. I see, one of my pet passions has always been to question everything.
Right.
And through that process of questioning, I realized that everything we largely end up believing when we are adults are products of our conditioning we have not applied to properly.
Right.
So eventually we just end up being automated.
Right.
And then I've been exploring a whole lot of experiments around alternate learning, and LSUC was one experiment where we brought a whole lot of alternate
What's LSC?
learning societies and concepts.
Okay.
So we had this gathering of 1,000 plus, more than 1,200 people.
Okay.
And they were all into various experiments in unschooling, like homeschooling, alternate schooling, world schooling. These are things I came to know then. There are people who just travel around the world with their kids, and that's their education.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So there is so much disruption happening in thought.
Right.
And some of the most interesting insights I had was I've listed a few alternate spaces.
Okay.
So there's one in Bangalore called Beanie, which is an offshoot of another experiment called ROV Life Community.
Okay.
Okay. Now these are based on two models. One is the Sudbury Valley in the US and Summerhill in the UK.
Okay.
These are basically creative spaces that were built for schools with freedom of thought. Like basically they didn't have a structure. And those are amazing. So they have taken pieces of that in this one school in Tiruvannamala called Marudam Farm School. Okay. There is kids live on a farm, they run the farm, they run the school, they run everything, and they don't have curriculum, they don't have exams, they don't have teachers. The same thing here, BME doesn't have teachers, they don't have exams, they don't have curriculum. They just have facilitators. What are the facilitators there to do? They just observe what's happening and this is journal. That's all. Okay. They're not supposed to intervene. That is the process. Okay.
Journal for...
It's just journal observation.
Okay.
Okay, there's this group, like there are children from 4 to 16. These children just gather in this learning space every day. And then they form their own groups. They have everything.
Right.
They have freedom to form their groups. And in groups, they decide what they want to learn, what they want to explore on that particular day. Okay. Or for the month or for the year. Okay. Then they have committees. So basically the Summerhill model in UK, it has a concept called student democracy.
Okay.
Why they call it that is because if the ultimate end goal of becoming an adult is to be part of a democracy, how can you not have it as part of your school?
Okay.
You will come out not equipped for being democratic. So, right from 4 years old, you're part of committees, you're part of everything to run the school yourself. So, the school is actually managed by the schools. It's not a school, it's a learning school. School is a very problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically the space is run by the kids right from when they're young. They're part of committees, they have structures, they have democratic structures.
Okay.
They have judiciary, they have different departments, they create their own routines, they have time, they create their own timetables. Nobody tells them what to do. And when they have, like supposing some kids have a fight, they actually file it in the judiciary and there is a group of kids who are the judges, they give their justifications to what is what and what is actually to be taken, all that. Everything happens like, so they actually grow up governing, self-governing.
Not just theoretical.
Not theoretical. Everything's, and they don't have a curriculum.
Okay.
So basically, okay, today somebody says, oh, we will study butterflies. So then as a team, they go research about butterflies. Then they come and they do collaborative sharing.
Okay.
Then they further do presentations. By the end of it, everybody is an expert. Because nobody's taught them. They basically do independent research, they do collaborative learning.
So when you say research, it's internet research? Any kind of. So they
Most
have access to laptops, internet.
Right now, the only kids who take risks like this, not only parents who take risks like this are ones who are well off. And so they have all the facilities.
Oh.
It's not like a poor, even middle class folks don't want to send the kids to
They want to play safe.
The only goal in their life is IIT.
I am.
Medicine doctor.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody takes risks with the kids, no? Basically because they think it is a risk.
Right.
They don't realize they're screwing up their kids like
Right.
that, just like their own. But it's a perspective.
Okay.
So what I've noticed about these kids is, so right from that age, from 4, what are they doing? They're doing independent thinking, they're doing research, they're doing collaborative learning, they're doing teamwork, showing leadership. By the time they're 10, they're more mature than 25-year-olds. They can crack anything. You sit with a 10-year-old and I'm telling you, he will debate with you on any topic under the sun. He will probably turn out to be more intelligent than any of us. Why? Because they are exercised. It's simple. Any muscle you exercise will grow stronger. These kids are challenged throughout from 4. So what I feel is this is what should happen. Why was our growth delayed by 15-20? That's my question. This school system ensures that our growth in terms of intelligence, ability, everything is delayed by 20 years. After that, we are anyways screwed. So sorry, do you like this?
Yeah, of course. Fuck that.
Alright. So, why were we so badly screwed? That first of all, by the time we are out of college, anyway you're screwed up because you're not allowed to think. You're only asked to mark and regurgitate. You had this wrong concept of the only reason you study is for the exams. We had no objective in life. We had no anything else. And then after that, you get into the cycle of you have to earn your money and career and all that shit. We didn't get that space, one, to actually grow, one, to actually develop our abilities and our interests. These kids, because they have nothing told to them, they evolve. We have this concept that any infant is an empty jar into which we have to fill all knowledge, right? No, that's not what a child is. An infant is actually learning things around her or him at a rapid pace.
On its own?
No. Kids pick up a vocabulary of 100 words a day. Tell me how many you will learn if you try to learn a German language today. You won't even get past it.
Yeah.
So at that time, we are soaking in the world. How unjust is it?
Who's putting those things? So you're saying...
So why are you saying that anybody has to put?
Okay. So that's
a child is exposed to the environment. It's learning.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We, in our ego, tend to think that, we are adults, we know and we have to fill the child. And we limit them actually. We start filling them with only stuff we need to fill. But if we leave it free, it's soaking up from everywhere.
Okay, so now that learning spaces are there, next few examples are there. What do you
These are few. So, it is one of my goals to set up something like that.
Set up something like that. Okay.
It's just a passion.
Okay.
So a free learning space where people can come and explore other ways of learning. And by that, it's just one of those things I've realized is so badly broken that I have to do something in space of education.
Is there something in motion
Well, I was part of setting up a learning space in Whitefield.
Okay.
A lot of parents got together and we started a citizen school.
Citizens group.
Citizen school.
School.
Yeah, we were part a group of mostly stuff.
Okay.
So we decided we will set up a school and it evolved into a hybrid model where they were not willing to take the whole risk of a completely structureless thing like me and all that. So they said we will do a hybrid thing. Hybrid means we'll have a few elements of alternate learning, a few rigor of syllabus and all that because we don't want them to lose out on either this or that.
Yeah.
That's the conditioning, right? So that experiment didn't work out really well because the parents were limited. They were not willing to let go of their limitations. And then others who were considering that school option were saying, what is different? If I have to, I can go to any number of schools which have these kind of hybrids and all that, and why would I take a risk on a new school? So this is something I foresaw. I told one of them.
Where did this happen?
School.
Okay. And after that?
After a year, we shut it down.
Okay.
First of all, see, actually that experiment started only because the parents wanted to save fees. Fees were going up, right? So the parents decided we'll set up a parent school owned by the parents. So basically it was a nice model in the sense the parents would own the school while their children are there. So it's a self-owned school. And when the kids get out of school, they move out. They are no more the owners. New parents become board members. Something like that. So it was multiple experiments at the same time. For me, the important thing was it was community. Because it's a community of parents who are owning and running that school. And their own children were in it, so they had a stake. So, to a large extent, it was bringing education back into the community. Earlier, education used to happen in our communities. We used to grow up in our communities, we used to learn everything we needed to from the communities. This is what I'm saying, there was no need to dump anything to the head.
So now my question is, so everyone has thoughts like this, right? You know, dissing on the existing system and then thinking about a new thing is just like a general mental masturbation, if you want to call it, right? Like everyone has that. Oh, you know, oh, this is so fucked up, man. I want to do this, right? Everyone has that. But like you go one step further and then you have done something. Leave the output part, right? Like it could be a failure, it could be a success. That's secondary. But like when you have a thought like this, and then like how do you go about executing it? So let's take this parent-owned school as an example. How did it come to you, or like how did you start execution process? I'm like more interested in that.
So what we did is like all those parents who are living in our local community. Like we have RW Federation in Whitefield, so it's all our neighbors.
Okay.
They have civic groups. So there people started ranting about the fee hikes.
Right.
And then a couple of us got together and started discussing why don't we start our own school and we'll take it out of the private domain. That was the experiment and that's how that evolved. Then we started having meetings. And so while it was very clear from the outset that these parents wanted just another school minus the fee hike.
Yeah.
They just wanted to save money.
Yeah.
So
problem statement was very clear.
Very clear for them. So the only contribution I made to that is I got in there and said, I started questioning them. What is the objective education? This. Then I took them on a tour of all these alternate spaces. By then they had converted. Okay, not fully. But they came to saying, oh, we shouldn't have a totally conventional school at all. It has ended up making us. They actually came to that realization. We are the products of that and we don't want our kids to be like that.
But they still wanted to go with hybrid.
But they were not, they couldn't let go of it completely. No? Their products were conditioned. So ultimately, at least that bit of change I was able to instill in them.
Right.
To bring it to a hybrid state model. Otherwise, I would have just had another. In fact, some of this was funny. They said, our problem statement is simple. Our kids have to be IIT.
But at a lesser cost.
Yeah. Minus the cost. And this is what they're planning when the kids are like 4 or 5 years old.
So now, if you have to say 3 learnings from this, what would you say?
From which?
From this whole experiment.
That experiment?
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, one thing as well, it's possible. We actually set up a school and it ran for a year.
So that was registered as a non-profit?
Yeah. We had a trust,
okay.
We registered with the school. Whatever you have to do.
Okay.
But I think, the point is there, the group of people who were involved, they had a different objective. Yeah, I guess if I have to start off fresh, I would get the right set of people with the right objectives.
Okay, so that was the next question. Now, if you have to do that, how would you go about it?
Now, I don't know. Most of my communities and all my activities is evolved. Like, I think the world tends to be very pessimistic, but there's a lot of space for good motives.
Right.
Like, one of the things that I started my journey on was with natural farming. So, when I did a course on sustainable farming and all that, and that's got me started off. But then, during that process of learning that, I learned to question everything to its basics. And then I got completely distracted because I got into questioning everything like that. So then the more you start questioning, more you learn about things, right? So I started questioning about sustainability and I learned a lot more. I started questioning about the water problems, I learned a lot more. I started questioning about the city administration, I learned. So then what happened, I got distracted over multiple domains. That's how I ended up making so many communities. But my original goal was to actually farm. And guess what? About 5 years ago, or I think it was 2014, I barely learned farming. And I put out a call generally on my social media saying, if anybody has a land where I can experiment with natural farming, let me know. Guess what? I got an offer for a 25-acre farm. I got an offer for an 80-acre farm. I got an offer for a 130-acre farm. And then I also discovered one, I could have a 10,000-acre farm if I could pay a rent, a nominal rent, not nominal, a rent of $1 per acre for the year. So all these opportunities just came up. Just over one.
My question was,
to
set up that alternate space now, based on the learnings, how do you go about it?
Yeah. No, now I really don't know.
Okay.
I don't really plan. So
Cool. Got it.
part of my fundamental way of living is my planning extends to so much. I wake up in the morning and I ask myself what is fun for me.
Okay, cool. Live in the moment.
Yeah, and I've done this for the last 7 years, so I'm not saying it's an thing.
Yeah.
But typically, what happens? See, I wrote this note, right? It might sound like planning, but it's not planning. That was just my mood for the day. That day, I felt, oh, I'm having too many ideas in my head. These are some things which I might want to create.
Right.
So part of this thing is I've realized every time I put things out, a lot of people think, oh, you have to do everything secretly, only then things. No, I generally share everything because then the resources that are necessary for creating that dream come together. They come to you. So I've just got into this habit of announcing things and letting things come to me, which is great.
Alright, so the biggest learnings here for me are: one, alternate schooling systems are very much possible. Not just that, it's already happening in various formats across the globe. We just have to open our eyes and be a little more welcoming of the new things that are happening and let go of our existing learnings. The second thing is we need the right set of people with the right set of objectives. The third one is it's always better to put your projects out into the world to get the right set of people and attract the right talent. Four, the world in general is a good area. We just have to trust that and treat people good, so there's more good in the world. That's it from episode 4's first segment, which was about alternate learning spaces.